teams in terms of picks, what they're looking to do.
Yep.
And they made it work. And because they made it work, I can't be critical, you know? If they were getting the picks half the time, or Noblesse wasn't able to secure the kills as well as he could, or if he was getting picked off, I'd say I think they need to rethink their draft. But because they are making it work, I can't say a bad thing about it.
And also, this map, especially Braxis, I don't think this is a map where first pick is the strongest, because there are just so many picks available for that, just to stay on that beacon. Rexar, of course, did get buffed in the later patch just to buy a little bit, but still, remember one of the MVP teams playing Rexar in last season. That's also a possible option. There are just lots of options here, and also Alarak will be another problem for going in for MVP Black.
The first time we saw Rexar in OGN was played by Reset, in fact, on DSA, I believe the team was at the time, which was like reformed after Snake and all of that, ASD. So, you know, he's a player that has played. Of course, that's not his role anymore, but we're going to see Zarya first picked here.
Yeah, Zarya, Gul'dan, those wave clear at the bottom lane will be one of the highest picked heroes right now, along with Sergeant Hammer. You need that wave clear and sustain, which Zarya basically has to win that fight.
I think a really interesting choice here for L5 would be to just go Valla and Muradin. They're going to take the Malfurion instead, and they're going to take Gul'dan. So Gul'dan was another thing that was another cog that could have been taken out of the wheel, but now you leave MVP Black with Zarya, Valla. However, they haven't been very successful compared to L5. The reason why I would have allowed Malfurion through potentially is because Karazim has been prioritized by Variday over Malfurion, oftentimes when available even. So,
yep.
You know, you didn't even have to necessarily see the Malfurion here, but L5's got a method to their madness. They've got a system, and they're going to take Malfurion in every second pick rotation we've had in this best of 5. This time with Gul'dan. And will Black be able to utilize the Valla here? Is that even worth it right now with Ariel already removed?
Or even with Shield, Sergeant Hammer is a good choice, and we talked about how banning out Muradin may be too much, maybe taking it away from L5 in this rotation will be also... Okay, Morales, they're going to have a mad sustain from the back line coming in, heals, shield. They are hiding something here.
That they are. This could be a super hyper-aggressive push composition with the quad lane in a bot just pushing down, trying to overwhelm Gul'dan and whoever he partners with here to stop their wave clear, just slam into that lane and just constantly control the top, or they constantly control the bottom, leave a, you know, okay solo laner in the top lane. So let's see what comes next here. L5, it's a tough ban for them right now. They're definitely considering the Valla ban and the Hammer ban, as that's really what Black is looking towards right now in terms of DPS. And the Valla will be highlighted here, and they do lock it in. Is it the 100% correct choice? No, but is it the safest choice? Yes, I would say.
Yeah, totally agree on that. There are just too many options right now. They just went for whatever looks the toughest on the paper. They just banned that out.
There's no, like, you know, it's like one of those you know, questions on your test where, like, there's not really a correct answer. It's up to interpretation, but there's one that, like, everyone who studied the study guide puts down. Like, Valla is the one, if you studied the study guide, you put that one down. All right, so ATC is removed here. L5 now with a smaller tank pool to work with, but they still have Varian available.
Or Muradin also.
Yes.
So that's both are great options. And even with that, they can also pick Alarak again for just a solo laner who's also very strong.
The ban on ETC, I think, is targeted towards global control of these two beacons because they have Dahaka already. Otherwise, I think they would go back to exactly what we were talking about, the Muradin ban, because if he goes through to the second rotation, you can remove him. However, they've decided to, instead focusing on Noblesse's Muradin, just remove that global playability. So that's part of their plan here with whatever they've got in the bag here. Muradin instantly comes in. Tychus, you've got AD, you've got AP damage, you've got both types.
Now the DPS has been changed to L5, Gul'dan, Tychus on the L5 side. They just need a solo laner, a strong solo laner like Thrall or Alarak, as I mentioned
Even
before.
Ragnaros.
Yep, anything is possible. They do have that lock CC, root, and stun for L5. Now it is MVP Black's chance. They have to show what they are up against.
I mean, it feels like we're going to see something crazy like Hammer and Sylvanas or Hammer and Nazebo, like some sort of mass wave push type hero here with Dahaka being in the top lane solo to come down for rotations. I feel like that's the game here. They want some heavy, hard, even Zul maybe, like something like that, something that can push real hard with Zarya and Sergeant Hammer.
Yeah, they do have Zarya for wave clear, but I don't think that's enough against Gul'dan plus Tychus.
Raynor Chromy, here we go! There, no one could have expected that. You said they were hiding something, and boy, were you right. Is this the right thing to hide, though? I don't know about that. This might put L5 into the Zeratul button. They might actually go down that path now for their melee. They may just lock in the Zeratul to try to kill Chromy. This comp, though, Raynor is so strong. If he cannot be killed, this is actually, I know people think, oh, they're trolling, this is weird. No, Raynor is insanely strong, and here's Artanis.
Okay, very good counter pick at the very end. I think they have the chance, and Raynor, Hyperion can push. Chromy, all we know is that that was not a random pick this time. So let's just see what happens in game number 3. I think this is going to be a fiery match going into the Braxes. I'm surprised, honestly.
Yeah, B2 G-Clef. But L5 seems to have the more standard draft. Will this wild card Raynor Chromy pick be how MVP Black gets back into this best of 5? We're going to find out right now on Brax's holdout of all maps here at HGC Korea. In blue, L5, SC on Tychus, Nachojin on Gul'dan, Jungha on Artanis, Noblesse on Muradin, and once more, Sway on Malfurion.
In red, MVP Black, Sake on Chromy, Reset on Raynor, Tista on Zarya, Kyocha on Dehaka, and Neride on Lieutenant Morales.
Morales making a new appearance here.
It is Sake on Chromy and Reset on Raynor. We did, before the HCC started, we had the crazy Raynor Diablo, Zarya, insta-picked, insta-banned, along with Thrall in all Hero League for the past 2 months. It's been some time, yes. It's been some time since then. We forgot about Raynor. He is a solo, strong DPS in any shape or form in all team fights.
He also will push the lanes really hard. In a lot of ways, ooh, this is a sick swap. Noblesse and John getting the body blocks on. Look at that, no matter how much Meride tries, that is just too much damage. But yeah, going back to what I was saying, you know, we just really don't see this hero very often, but he's very similar to Sergeant Hammer in a lot of ways in terms of his auto attack damage. Now, a lot of people don't even know what Raynor's trait is. Like, yeah, he heals when he gets low, right? No, that's actually just his E, his passive, his stim pack. What his passive actually is that he has one more vision and attack than everybody else. So he has a larger auto attack range than any other ranged hero, which gives him the ability to poke heroes at range just like Hammer and do a lot of consistent damage. He does well with Stim Drone, obviously, because his auto attacks get stronger. He's building into Marksman here. Oh no, not another swap here. Tist is just out of luck.
And that's the pick, that's the
Or
danger.
is he? Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he is at the end of the day, yes. Artanis also gets picked on Meride's damage, but there goes, it's going to be a 2-for-1 trade. Reset also getting some damage. He wants to find the kill instead, but gets that HP back a little bit. What is going on
Reset lives
here?
Sake is looking for the killer in Noblesse. Actually, he's got one shot. He's got one shot, and he hits it!
Bullseye!
Bullseye! 3-point shot. What's up? Now they're explaining who Chromy is. They're like, well, what that says in Korean right there is every now and then at HGC Korea, someone has a random auto lock in and with bad results. That's what that bomb says. To translate that for you guys.
Hey, this is insane. This Chromy is actually a DPS Chromy, the way he's building it.
Yeah, he's actually, first of all, he's built into the regen globe talent at level 1. And then at level 3, he's built into his auto attacks, which is actually crazy. She could actually do a lot more damage And she can chase with her auto attack, so she gets a boost in auto attack range after doing a sandblast. So, look, I mean, this is pretty scary in general. Focus attack for Raynor as well at level 4. He's just building straight into auto attack damage. So this is kind of what you'd expect to see from this lineup, but the level 4, we just don't really see that all too often from Chromy. Like, that's pretty rare. We don't see Chromy in general, but that is a rare talent.
Never ever. It's always and always Sandblast or Dragon Breath. I honestly didn't even know the name of that talent until just now. So never seen talent coming out from Chromy, and Sake has what it takes to bring it out on this competitive match against L5, having double DPS. That's amazing, and so far the skill shot has been on point.
Okay, so Mobius Loop at 7 is going to give her just a shorter cooldown of the Dragon Breath, and she's already built into increased mana regen with her level 1, as this is a really close fight between these two. Actually, I think Kyocha may have overextended there a little bit, but the channel is currently live for Black. But going into Chromy's build, she's going to have extra mana regen, she's going to have a little bit more ability power, and she's going to have more consistent Ws. Now, that also means that she can push, not structures, but minion waves a little bit harder as well. And a little bit more often because she has really bad wave clear. So that's one of the reasons why she's going for that cooldown reduction. So I like this a lot. You lose damage, but the cooldown reduction is just so valuable.
Yep, that's true. And Sake has been putting himself not too much in the danger zone. And it is up to Jongha to actually hit that swap onto these kind of heroes like Reset, or there goes that swap, goes right in, it's shielded. Get some damage. Is that enough? I don't think so.
No, Rainer's got just too much survivability there with Lieutenant Morales as well. And this is the strong push we were talking about. Anyone who tries to contest it will get poked by the wrath of Sake here. Keep in mind also his Time Walker's Pursuit at level 1 gives him the ability to reveal areas, as he just did on a fairly short cooldown, to help him aim these shots at long range, and he's got them more often with the Dragon's Breath upgrade here. Another big swap this time onto Tist. We should be able to get out with Meriday's help here. In fact, doing a lot of extra damage.
Yeah, Tist has almost full energy as he also went in. Notice, oh, Noblesse is in trouble, is on to the chase, does not get that skill.
Yeah, that time he actually didn't path normally, so was able to avoid it. But this is a 100 to 0 Zerg wave in terms of beacon percentages. So 42k to 4,000 to put that in numbers for you guys. And this is a big win for MV Black. In the top lane, Kyocha should be able to alone stave that Zerg wave off with no problem. It's already dead just from his Dark Swarm.
They have sustained the poke and also DPS from after poking coming from Chromy. Look at that Swoy already down to 30% HP and didn't even hearth home yet. This Zerg wave is gonna be, it's almost gonna be enough to take down this second wall already. Only 5 minutes into the game number 3.
Keep in mind with Temporal Loop coming out here for Chromy as well, they're going to have so much that they can actually do in terms of single target blow up damage. Raynor is building up stacks. He's upgraded his Inspire. And with Chromy even having a, more auto attack range and stuff like that, she's going to get a little bit more out of that Inspire too. Not going to be too significant, but something that's in fact absolutely true here. So the push went all the way down to the keep wall, got them a level lead. It's not enough to snowball this game. Just say, okay, here's the temporal loop. Oh my God,
no
SC.
Cleanse, nothing to actually save him. That was a danger zone. Maybe didn't realize that Chromy had her heroic already, because she had her heroic since level 8.
Yeah. Her trait match, she's pretty good. Okay, so I mean, I don't even want to say too much on this yet because we haven't seen it really fully work out. Once 10 is reached, I think we're going to see the laser coming out from Artanis. Although the blind is quite strong against Raynor too, it's really hard to say. But Sake could be in trouble if he goes for the laser. There's arguments for both. It also blinds Tis too, who does a ton of damage here. And, Avatar's going to allow Noblesse to make those crazy dive plays to try to catch Sake in the background. He's going to be a lot less safe. Hyperion coming out here as well. He's just going to go ahead and chuck it out too.
And already used just to push this first wall in the top lane. What an aggressive play coming out from MVP Black. Expulsion zone. Stimdrone, of course, to carry, have that literally AD carry role for Raynor or even Chromy to actually have that poke from backline.
That'd be crazy if they stim droned Chromy. Speaking of stim drone, Reset looked like he might have wanted to go in there. It did not happen. But
yeah, that will be the blind.
look,
Actually, beam. Never mind.
That's what I'm saying. So the beam is going to really force Sake to be careful. He's not going to be able to be safe. If Muradin has to heal Sake instead of Tist and Raynor, I mean, Tist and Reset, although I just want to call him Raynor there for a second. This is going to be a big issue, right? Okay, we're going to see a big burrow here. This may just be a kill. There's no one here to save him. Yeah, going to be a kill there.
Yep.
But the laser relieves a lot of the pressure. And I like this choice because the pulse might not even hit, and it is just temporary. You just wait it out, then you use the stim drone.
Yep, line does go off for a few seconds, but actually zoning out the DPS will also take out the damage, and also having it zoned out will earn a lot of time during the team fight, so I think that's actually a better option now.
Now this is a way better trade for L5 to get a keep wall for the bot fort that was already damaged. They will not lose the top beacon either, and they can rotate down aggressively to take the bottom. In fact, it looks like Coach is already headed over there. So this is a great exchange for Black, and I don't blame L5 for doing what they did there. That was like the least common denominator, best thing they could do to just go ahead and at least get a fort and not fail at defending that top wall.
Now here comes, this is a time where we just see Mary go around beacon to beacon all the way, but instead MVP Black is gonna go all the way in. They don't even need this wave. They're gonna trade the camp for the wall, which I think MVP Black is doing a lot better because they have the Hawk on their side.
Keep in mind, Raynor has Hyperion, so these pushes get a lot scarier when he uses that. Because he could actually just, commit to killing a keep, and then later on, if the keep is down, if they get like 3 kills, Hyperion can help him just end the game. So there's a lot of extra pushing power he gains from that. Ooh, here's Temporal Leap. This time onto Noblesse. He's cleansed, though. It's not going to go off. But the beacon control here goes to MVP Black with that strong top push still available. And now they can just kind of slowly poke and control this beacon. Worst case scenario, they're even on beacons. Best case scenario, they get a pick.
Yep, with that just on the front line, but gets so much healing from Meriday. It's not
even funny.
He doesn't even care how much damage it takes. It's like, I have my back covered by Meriday. I'm okay.
Mary's got everybody's back covered.
And it looks like Morales is still fine on that mana also. Just building up some energy.
Looks like he was thinking about using an expulsion zone here and then interrupting the dwarf toss.
It's possible. Dehaka still clearing that wave of the camp. And MVP Black going a little bit too deep.
There's that expulsion zone. Big silence, though. That means no burrow here for Kyochoki. Just barely gets it off. Reset is under fire here from the beam, but he's being healed. Noblesse goes in. Daka's already dead. Noblesse gets turned on here, but that's the first kill here for L5. Once this fight really starts, Meriday gets taken out, which means Reset doesn't have any sustain, and it starts to feel like a trend. The early game just dominated by Black, and then L5 turning things around here in Game 3. Now, they haven't fully regained the lead, but they're going to actually be able to support this Zerg wave and try to threaten this keep now. If they get a keep, that's massive. They will take a lead with that.
And Chromy is one of the worst wave clear hero in the game, and that was actually very close. Well done by Jungha. And, well, nice try. And with this, they may pressure this keep all the way to the end, and it looks like they're going to.
At least she got her, cooldown reduction on her Dragon's Breath to have a little bit more wave clear.
That's right.
It's pretty negligible, but that's a dead keep, which means Black is now behind in this game with this composition that I will just almost want to say gimmicky, but I'll say the word unique and interesting, those 2 words, the caster safe words for the team, but I feel like Raynor is really going to explode. The more stacks he gets, he becomes more powerful. They need to be able to consistently do what they did in the early game more often, and they can take this win, absolutely. It just hasn't been working for them in the last few exchanges.
And we saw from the last team fight, Raynor got stim drones, but he was busy just running away from that beam on that bottom of the team fight, and hold that thought as Noblesse gets some of the damage. Choked on himself. Tist wants to go all the way in. They do manage to actually steal this camp on the bottom.
All right, look at Noblesse's positioning. He is revealed by the scouting drone, so they knew where he was. Noblesse is, such a game changer. He has been this entire series. Look at that. Gets the scout off, drops down that range damage. And he's just going to continue to push forward right now.
And even Quantum Overdrive taken from Chromy. Super not really the most famous, most popular talents coming out from Sake.
Well, the thing is, he's basically going for somewhat of an all-around build, but also a super pro build. Like, don't try this at home, or you just will not have the same success.
Yeah, it's a burst. Like, I'm going to have this burst during team fights and make an effect, not just poke out the enemy during the team fight. It's working so far, but let's see a little bit more into the game as MVP Black had a hard time against that beam, especially on that radar.
Look at the scout on Noblesse. They predicted he'd be in this bush. Now he's vulnerable. Okay, he does get away, but that was a really risky position to be, considering they have scouting drone and Chromy's level 1 to spot his positioning. The next beacons will spawn in 10 seconds here, as MVP Black is going to struggle to deal with this one because they have that missing keep. Noblesse gets cleansed here.
Wow.
Oh, but he cleanses on cooldown now, so he's not getting out of this one. Or is he? He pops his avatar to escape, and he gets away, dodges the sandblast, goes over the wall. What? Oh, man.
Does get a pick up on Jungha, but that Noblesse play, the jukes were real right there.
Now he's got all that extra avatar regen from his passive as well, so when he drops out of it, he's already basically back up to small Muradin full health, so can try to turn this fight around, but this is exactly what Black needed. They needed a man-up advantage here with that bot lane pushing to get these beacons charged up. I think don't overextend here. Turn around, take that top beacon. Okay, look, Kyocha's already up there. They're going to control the beacons here. 18 already against them, but now they're going to have this. They're going to charge it up and try to buy time. 10 seconds until Jungha respawns. Black still doesn't have 16. They only have the 16 advantage for Chromy.
L5 wants to buy some time here as this Zerg wave, it goes to all the way to 100%. It may actually be a game-ending Zerg wave. So L5 looking for the chance as they still had a talent lead, but not anymore as Dehaka is soaking on top.
Okay, look, man, Hyperion as well on top of the Zerg wave. They need to defend this attack on their core, and it looks like they're just not quite able to get 100, which is a big problem because essentially now L5 could just delay this and further their advantage. Kyocha's going to slowly clear this, but look, this is actually going to do some core damage. Let's see how much. I bet it goes down to like 85. It's doing a lot. Okay, maybe a little bit less than I thought. 94 here.
You're close. That's
but
okay.
Got all the shields out. Okay, they're going to try to collapse here. Kyocha not brush stalking in just yet, just helping clearing that bot, but he could come in at any time. This is something that L5 knows. Noblesse, though, wants to go in. Big cleanse here already used now onto Tist. Horrify is available. This is a really terrifying thing.
Yep,
Here comes Kyocha.
Beam and Hyperion just traded there as L5 does not have the most health on their team. But look at all these sustains and just poking coming out from Sake.
Look, they used Stim Drone. They used Hyperion, but this is a Zerg wave now.
And that's 100%.
100% to 18. Going to be a massive push in their favor in terms of strength. 5 times, 52k to 10k in hit point strength. It's going to also de-push this wave to relieve a lot of that pressure that they've had to deal with in the bot lane. And they should be able to get a keep with this. So this game may just end up being at a neutral stage after the dust clears here.
And with that Zerg wave, Hyperion is used, and they want to get a pick on Noblesse. Does not connect perfectly. And Noblesse is the Muradin, man. He will never get picked.
He's just never going to die. Like, it's actually incredible.
Actually stalled a good amount of time there, too.
Okay, it looks like, if I'm not mistaken, Jungha just got cleansed there as well. So no cleanse for Swoi for this push, which is really scary. It's in Korean. I may have missed it, but I think I saw that animation there. Reset here, going for the front lines, uses his Inspire. Look at how much damage Reset can do. And he's going to have Hyperion in 20 seconds. If they get any picks, they could try to core here.
Gets a swap on Merryday, but does not connect any damage. Noblesse doing some amount of damage at the back line. Merryday is forced to go back.
Noblesse doesn't have Avatar, which is a little bit scary for him to be this aggressive. Merryday just trying to escape. He needs his passive here. The double swap is real, though. The Horrify follow-up here. This could be the game-winning move here for L5. They get the kill already onto Tist. Everyone's really low, though. Hyperion used to zone. Noblesse is not turning around, though. He is going in. There's a swap. They get the kill and reset. Kyocha goes down. L5! They are gods, and with this team fight win, it looks like they will push for the core. Only Chromy left to defend. L5, 2-time world champions. Black coming back to form. A lot of foreign fans, a lot of analysts saying MV Black is going to take the crown back tonight. They're going to dethrone L5. It did not happen. And now L5 is going to take this series 3-0. They went undefeated in this first phase. They are your unofficial OGN champions here. They're HGC Korea's Phase 1 #1 team. Are going to take down this core. Tist respawned. He's going to do what he can. He has Expulsion Zone, but he's instantly stunned, and L5 is just going to close this game out and go on to be the #1 seed and the favorites to take the Eastern Clash.
That's it.
That's it.
3-0 L5 taking that series single-handedly. Wow, just amazing plays coming out. Artanis double grabbing at the end. They're positioning during team fights to dodge all the Hyperion. Just insane teamwork just coming out from L5 at the end. MVP Black really had their chances. It wasn't like too one-sided for all 3 games, but at the end L5 just brought the better game.
Noblesse is the man. I mean, just bow down to him, okay? Just, I want everyone to get his respect, okay? I'm like, hell, I'm not worthy. Like.